Hi everyone, happy Saturday. Welcome to another Chit Chat live from East Texas. I'm DC Gomez. I'm your host. I'm so excited you guys are here today. And for those of you who don't know, I'm an author, I'm a mentor, I'm also a mindset coach, but above all, I'm a dreamer, my friends. This is the reason I started this series. I really wanted to help people to get back into dreaming, to get back into doing what they love. Above all, I wanted to give you some tips, some tools, and some things to help you get there. Today, I want to talk to you guys all about mentoring. This is kind of one of those topics that I get a lot of times that people go, but do I really need a mentor? How old am I? Is this really going to be helpful? So today I want to kind of go over some questions, kind of go over some answers, and give you kind of some things to think about. But before we get started, I have a couple quick announcements that I want to kind of catch you guys up on what's been going on the last 2 weeks since we haven't seen each other. This week, since I've been talking all this month about the Monetizing Your Genius conference that's been going on. It actually started out on Wednesday. So for those of you guys that have been watching, if you haven't, you still have an opportunity to sign up for the conference. So I kind of need to give you a little bit insight. I actually had the honor of speaking yesterday. So I am super thrilled, super excited. And my talk was kind of a little bit combination. So I am a mindset coach, and I usually specializes on aspiring authors. So for the summit itself, I talked a lot about why coaches and authors, speakers should have a book. That's kind of the catch. How can you take the current content that you have for your material and turn it into the written word? Why is so important? Above all, one of the things I really wanted to do is, how do you connect? So think about it, my friends. If you're an avid reader, you purchase a book, think of the connection you have with that author. Think about how you feel about them, what they say. So that's something that other mediums don't have. It's a very intimate connection between you and, the reader. So the conference is going on. So for everybody else who's wondering, how does this apply? Why should I have it? This is the thing. While the conference is for speakers and coaches and course creators and content creators, the material applies to anybody. So if you are an online business owner, if you're interested in starting your own side hustle, if you're trying to figure out what it's all about, this is amazing. Yesterday we talked all about branding, so there's a lot of things that as a business owner myself, in between errands, I had earbuds on. I'm listening to the conference, trying to make sure I take some notes. At the same time, I was so blown away. I went ahead and bought a Genius Pass. I need to get back. I need to be able to listen to these speakers. There's over 50 of them. It's free. The link's right there. So if you guys are interested, one thing that I did do that I wanted to share with you guys, any aspiring author or anybody who's ever considered, I would like to write a book. I have a freebie, so I wanted to share with you guys. The link I think is also in the comments. It is my worksheet, is kind of what I still use today every time I'm starting a new project. It's 4 simple steps how to take or find your next idea and flesh it out. How do you go ahead and make this idea and turn it into your next book? Because one of the questions I get a lot without fail is, DC, where do I start? I usually always get, where do your ideas come from? Believe it or not, it's going to kind of blow your mind. They come from anywhere, at any point in time. My latest one, my friend sent me a TikTok video that I was truly traumatized. It was one of those things I hope that's not real because that's kind of crazy and scary. But I was so much moved by this video that I can't get it out of my head, that it literally has created the backstory for this next short story that I'm going to write today. I'm going to do a novella based on this just because I like the premise and how it went and what I can come up with. So ideas come from anywhere. So for anybody who's struggling and figuring out how to flesh it out, go ahead, get my worksheet. It's free. It's kind of fun. I'll give you some tips and you get to see what I do. So since I'm in this very summit mentoring kind of mode, this is what we're going to talk about. All about mentoring. So before we start, my friends, go ahead, give this video a like. Share it with somebody, invite somebody to join us. Growth is always better when we do it together. So let's keep growing this community. Let's keep doing this together. So go ahead, give me some love. Tell me that you guys are here. Say hi. At any point in time you guys have any questions, I'll be looking at the bottom of my screen to make sure that I'm reading your comments. I'll answer throughout. If you're watching the replay, still go ahead. Put your comments in there because I go through the week and make sure that I answer everything. If you have something that you would like to ask me personally, send me a personal message, send me an email. I'm here to answer your questions. So mentoring, let's jump right in. What is mentoring? Am I too old? Should I have a mentor? one of the things that I want everybody to see or think is, think about not so much, do you need a mentor or are you ready to keep growing? It's all about growth. We talked last time we met all about curiosity, kind of feeling sparking that life in your life. One of the things that happens as we get older, and I tell everybody, I feel like adulthood to some extent is overrated. I could not wait to get older when I was young, and I got older and realized, oh my God, I feel trapped. Most of us, if you think about it, are doing the same thing. You get up, you go to work, you come home, you do a couple things, you go to bed, and then you do it over. So this is why it feels like you're stuck. Like the days just fly by. You feel like you're stuck in this same thing every day. A lot has to do with the fact that we're doing the same thing. Life feels repetitive. You're not growing, we're not moving, we're not experiencing new things. So when it comes to growth, mentoring is kind of a really easy and at the same time complicated piece, because you have to be willing to get outside your comfort zone, and then you have to be willing to ask for help. As adults, we don't want to tell people that we need help. We also don't know how to start. Like, where do we go from here? How do we do this? So when I started out my business and I had decided, I had this wild idea, I want to be an author. The first thing I do, because I'm a life learner, if I could be a professional student, my friends, I would be right there. Like, can I get paid to go to school? That would be my perfect job. Still haven't found it, but I'm trying. So when I first started out, the first thing I did is went online. So remember, you got YouTube universities, you have books you can find, you get podcasts. There was a lot of information, and I consumed it all. Like, I literally went through hours and hours. I found a book called Story Grid that I loved. I found Joanne Penn, who is like the leader in indie, publishing and how you do it. It was amazing. I got tons of information, and it kind of guided me. It helped me to get on the same track. It helped me to kind of put some pieces together. What it didn't do is when I got stuck, who do I ask? How do I get there? What do I need to do once I have questions? And that's kind of what mentoring is all about, is to get you to the next step. So you're asking, do I need it? So here's some questions for you guys that I want you guys to think about. Are you ready for a next promotion? Have you considered getting a promotion at your job? Do you know what it takes to get to the next level? So mentoring is a little tricky because I hear people, do I want to teach somebody everything I know so they can get my job? That's not the case, my friends. Helping somebody, teaching somebody actually helps you as well. So if you have been approached to be a mentor, believe it or not, the more you teach, the better you get, because it's the easiest way for you to improve your own skills. So it's a two-way street, believe it or not. So it is a great way to give back and also improve, because you're learning as you're teaching somebody and you're growing at the same time. So if you're ready to move that, this is a great place to start, finding a mentor. Also, if you're trying to start your own business, you're going back to school, you want your side hustle, mentoring is appropriate for anything. At the same time, think about health, think about finances, think about your personal spiritual development. It is not just in the world of education. It is not just, set out aside just for businesses. You can do it in anything. There's a couple of things to remember is when you're thinking of mentorship, one person might not be able to fill all those roles. You might not have one person that can guide you in every single thing. They might not be able to do health, finance, personal development, spiritual development. So you might need a couple. So that's okay. Don't feel that you need to find the end-all, do-all person, because that's not the case. What you do need to do, if you start thinking of mentoring, is you have to find somebody that is in tune with who you are. They have to be in the same sync. They also have to be conducive. It has to feel natural. So you have to have mentors that kind of complement each other. So a lot of the trainings you will see, depending on what you're taking, sometimes it feels people like contradict each other. You have one person that does it this way, the other person does it that, and you're going, which one do I follow? Because it all feels all over the place. When it comes to mentoring, you're looking for somebody that complements what comes natural to you. Yes, you want them to push you. You want them to get you to the next step. But at the same time, you still want to make sure if you have multiple mentors that the message is still the same. And it's still within the same time frame. So now we're going to talk about if you're saying, okay, I've read the books, I've taken the courses, I have done the schooling, I want somebody because I'm ready. Like you're probably in the same place I was. I have some questions. I don't know where I want to go. I don't know what's next. So you guys all probably know by now I am truly infatuated with John Maxwell, and he has tips and everything for everything. He actually has some criteria that he says, if you're ready to start looking for a mentor, what to look for, which I thought was great. This is also great if you're interested in being a mentor. Some of the things to consider. So he has 6 of them that I want to go over with everybody and just kind of let's see what we think. So the first one, I want you guys to looking at it. And yes, I'm a little crazy about slides. So if you guys are going, DC, why do we have million? They're kind of fun. So let's take a look at them. Number 1, my friends, a good mentor is a worthy example. So here's what we're going to discuss. And you guys can kind of tell me if you agreed or disagree. What does he mean by a worthy example? I am a true believer that spirits are transferable. So think about it for this perspective. If you're always hanging out with negative people, if every single person in your bubble is negative, at some point in time, you're going to become that way. Good, bad, or indifferent, you might not agree, but it seems to be the trend. So when you're looking at a mentor, somebody that you're trying to look up to, that you're trying to imitate, that you want to be like, somebody in your field or whatever the area you're trying to improve, but somebody that actually is doing what you want to do and is doing well. Here is the part. It is hard to separate because you see it a lot in the, our media. You have athletes that say, I'm not a mentor, I'm not a role model, yet people follow. So you can't separate just their professional side from their personal side. That's kind of what he means by that. So when you're looking at a mentor, look at the entire picture. Who are they holistically? Who are these people that you're trying to be? Are they good, not just professionally, but personally? Are they successful, but do they treat people like hell? That's kind of what he's looking at. Do they treat people like crap? Is that the person you want to be as a whole? So when you're looking at your mentor, something to consider, who are they as a whole? Who are they as a person, as well as professionally? So that's number 1. Number 2, my friends, let's take a look at this one. Things that a good mentor should be is available. This is a little bit of a confusion for some people. I hear a lot of people tell me they're looking for a mentor and they're thinking they're supposed to have a steady appointment with them every week. That's not technically a mentor. That's more like a coach or a counselor. That's not a mentor. For a mentor per se, think about it this way. You might have few here and there meetings throughout the year. You're not going to have formal meetings all the time. That's not what your mentor is about. You are going to have very informal conversations. You are going to talk to them. If you get stuck, you're going to ask them. They're going to check up on you. But like a steady, recurring time, that's not what you're looking for. Also, when they mean but available, put it in this perspective. If you are getting ready to start in your career, whatever that might be, you're transitioning to a new one, you're picking up something else, you're getting ready, you're starting out. When you're thinking of a mentor, don't think of the CEO of the company. Like when I started out, I needed people to ask questions. I wasn't going to start out trying to find Stephen King, J.K. Rowling. That's not who my mentors are going to be. I needed somebody who was 3 to 4 steps ahead of me. Somebody that was very close to where I was in terms of understood the process, was there, but is still ahead. Somebody that I admire. And this is the part. It's okay that you eventually surpass your mentor. A good mentor will be excited for you. I usually joke with people. I tell everybody, I know what it takes to get a 6-pack. I'm not going to work for it. So your students might surpass you if you are the mentors. That's okay. Enjoy it. Be glad. Be excited about it. But if you're looking for a mentor, they have to be available. Think of somebody who can actually give you some time, that you have that conversation and that they're still within your lane. Because what happens is if you're getting ready to do the corporate role, if you're starting out, the CEO is probably busy mentoring people that are getting ready to take his job or her job. So when thinking of mentors, think of that relationship. So let's look at number 3. A good mentor has a proven experience. This might sound a little obvious because you're obviously looking for a mentor who has experience in the field you are. Hopefully they're successful. Hopefully they're doing what you want to do. Sounds obvious, but here's the catch. We all know some people look great on paper. Like you have seen some people's resumes and you're going, oh, wow. I keep telling people in my other life, I used to do HR. So I got to see and read and go over many resumes that I was like, it is impossible for you to have done all that. You're 18. Yeah, something is missing here. So when you're thinking about it, have they actually done it? Do they have the experience? Are they successful at it? Because when you're looking for somebody that's going to get you to the next step, that you can ask questions, that they can relate to what you're doing, and at the same time that you can have a conversation, that they know what you're going through, and then they can help you and push you forward. So when you're thinking of a proven experience, what is their background? What have they done? Or are they good talking about it? Not the same. You're looking for somebody that has done it. Talking about it, not going to give you enough. I have a lot of mentors myself. Probably the reason why I'm passionate about it. And I have mentors in different categories. I have a mentor, as you know, I've been talking about the summit with Daniela. Daniela is actually one of my mentors that I adore. But one of the things about her is she does a lot of tough love. But she does a tough love because she teaches from her experiences. She is all about helping coaches, creators, and content creators, as well as speakers, create a 6-digit income. That's her thing. That's how she monetizes it. So she teaches us from her career. So I know her experience. I know her story. I also understand where she's coming from. So when I look for a mentor, I'm looking for somebody that has a similar path in terms of what I'm looking for. But with Daniela, she's all about list building. Do you have a mailing list? Explaining the process, why it's important. And she also ensures people understand how it can benefit. So when you're thinking of a mentor, you have to have somebody that has the experience, but that can break it down. How do these steps put together? As adults, we need the why. That's just the nature of who we are. That's how we learn. We need to know what's in it for us because our time is precious. We don't have enough time to learn sometimes for the sake of learning. That's not what we do as adults. We want to make the connections. We're trying to put those mental velcros together to see how they attach. So proven experience is huge, and it has to be different things. I have a mentor solely specifically to help me do merchandise. I know very little about book merchandising, and I have been fascinated. So my mentor is amazing, and she is kicking the world around when it comes to merchandise, but she has a very specific structure how she do it. So think about it that way. What is it that you're trying to improve? Where do you want to take it to? And does your mentor that you're looking for, the person you're trying to connect, have the necessary knowledge to get you there? So let's look at number 4. Number 4 talks about, I mentioned knowledge right now, wisdom. Let's talk about wisdom. This is kind of an interesting one because you guys have to remember, I just mentioned to you guys that information is everywhere. You can go online, you can go Google University, you can go anywhere you want to look for information. Knowledge is easily available nowadays. It's not the same commodity that we had back in the days. But I think there's truly a difference. Our current youth, if you think about it, have more knowledge than we did growing up. Our youth has tons of knowledge. Knowledge and wisdom is not the same. So when you think of somebody with wisdom, it is that ability to take something very difficult and simplify it. A good mentor has the ability to give you information to help you see the next steps. They are the ones who's going to help you, very simple, very few words, get you to the next opportunity that you might not be seeing. So a good mentor is going to be able to walk you through some stuff in a very simple, down-to-earth manner. So when you're looking at it, that's all wisdom. They're able to communicate a message. They're able to simplify the message, and they're able to get you to the next step. So they have to have wisdom to be able to do it. And a lot of those wisdom comes with very simple, very to the point. They're not very talkative. They're trying to get you to practically apply the things that they're going to give you. So think about it. Wisdom is important. Now look at 5. Believe it or not, this is probably one of my favorite ones. A good mentor provides friendship and support. You guys all probably have heard the saying. Most people don't care how much you know until they figure out how much you care. Friendship and support is kind of the bottom, foundation to everything we do. You want somebody that truly cares about you. This might seem kind of like, really? In a business setting, I want somebody to care. Shouldn't we just talk business? That's not the case. You're trusting somebody to help you to get to your next level, to your next career goal, to your next milestone. You want somebody to be your friend. Because when you have a mentor that seems very dry, it's just like a course book, there is a distance. It feels cold. You're not connecting to what they're saying. You also realize they're not interested in you. A mentor is not a teacher per se. It is not an instructor. It is not somebody giving a lecture. It's not somebody that is just a number, if that makes any sense. A mentor is somebody that is there for you. It is that one-on-one relationship, and they're your friend, that you feel comfortable enough sharing your struggles and concerns and know that they're going to respect it, that they know they're going to help you out and they're going to take you to the next level. So think about friendship. Some of the most known and most renowned people are the ones that make you feel like you have known them your whole life. So if you think of really powerful communicators, and I have to say John Maxwell is one of those people, is when you're in their presence, when you're talking to them, you feel like you're the only person in the room. They're completely hypnotize you. You're officially part of that bubble. And it's because they care. They truly care about that one-on-one person. They truly want to connect with you. And they want to see you succeed. That's kind of the exciting part. So it has to feel like your mentor truly is your friend as well. So when you're looking at it, you're looking at what aspects, what are the things that your traits that your mentor should possess. Think about it that way. Selfish mentors or selfish people always feel kind of empty. Is they're doing stuff as long as they're getting something back. It's not just because they want to see you succeed. It's not just because they want to see you grow. It is that feeling that they're getting something themselves and you're just kind of feeling like, I'm a little used here. So think about it. Let's look at number 6. Here is our last one. And I have to say, I might be a little biased on this. So a good mentor is a coach who makes a difference in people's lives. That is kind of the catch. So I will have to kind of explain a little bit more what this means. Is when you're thinking of a coach, my friends, a coach, I have to kind of explain it just to get us all. The best definition I've heard that I really love is from Kevin Hall. He says, a coach is a person who takes a valuable person from where they are to where they want to be. That's kind of the basic definition. So even think of like a host and coach kind of buggy, like they're transporting things. It is a coach, it is vehicle, is that person that's going to get you where you want to be. There's different places, there's different names to a coach in different areas. You have heard sensei, you have heard guru, you have heard maestro. It is a different, but it still has the same meaning. Like the word might be different. And what you're looking at it is somebody who's going to take you to where your next destination is going to make your life better. That's kind of the catch. I am a mindset coach, and people are going, what does that mean? Like, what is technically a mindset coach? So I'm going to give you kind of where I go with this, kind of my definition for everybody. I specialize specifically in aspiring authors. So with that in mind, it doesn't mean that you want to publish your book, or it just means you want to write a book. That's kind of the catch. What I learned when I was starting out is I had the tools and techniques. I knew the how to write the book. I knew the steps of what I needed to do, but I was lacking the confidence to get there. I did not feel, I was suffering from the imposter syndrome. I wasn't feeling that I belong in the pond. I wasn't feeling that I was part of this group. And in the back of my mind, and I think is every single person who suffers from the imposter syndrome, we're convinced that the moment they figured out that we don't belong, they're going to kick us out. I'm not exactly sure what that means. You know what I mean? So it is anybody who's in the arts. We all have this strange idea of not belonging, of not being good enough. We're always comparing ourselves to the top of the ladder. Most people are always comparing themselves to, J.K. Rowling, Stephen King, Jim Butcher, all those big famous people who have years of experience. So when I started out, one of the things is I have done coaching in different fields. I have done coaching in the corporate world, so I have done lots of mentoring as well. But I realized one of the things that I was missing as an author, I was missing that coaching aspect of people that told me it was okay to fail. It was okay to write the story that didn't connect. It was okay to write the book. So as a coach, my job is to help you go from a blank page to a first draft. That's kind of the catch. That's my job is. I also do lots of accountability. That's kind of the part. Because it's very simple, and I've realized with a lot of my students, is we talk a lot, we get excited, and unless we're both sitting there and there's some eyeballs to eyeballs, life gets busy. It's really, really easy to lose track of what you're doing. It is really simple to get distracted. It is very simple to say, I want this, but, because this is what happens, my friends. As adults, especially if you have a family, you have children, somehow our dreams always come second. I don't know why. I haven't figured out how we do this. But we always put ourselves second. We are busy trying to take care of the world. We're busy helping everybody else. We want to make sure they're doing good. We want to make sure everything's done. And we never put time aside for us. So as a coach, I'm a really big accountability partner. I'm that person that's going to help you, remind you, hey, you said you were going to have 3 chapters done by the end of the week, or whatever that might be. So when you're thinking of a coach, I'm that person that's going to help you achieve your dreams with the timelines that you set out for yourself. How do I get you to what you said you wanted to do? How do I get you to the next level, believe it or not? So coaches are great if you're interested in having one. So it's not for everybody, I realize. Do I think everybody should have a coach? Of course. Does everybody going to get one? Probably not. So when Maxwell said, and by the way, Maxwell has one of the biggest coaching organizations, around over 20,000 coaches in the John Maxwell team. Amazing. But it's all about being able to get people to where they want to be. So when you're thinking a coach, a mentor should be able to do that. Should be able to give you some tips and resources to get you to that next step. So think about it that way. So I want to make sure you guys take a look at this one more time. So if you need to take a screenshot, make sure you do it. Kind of give us an idea. Here's the 6 ones. So if you're thinking you need a mentor, you will like a mentor, or even more, my friends, if you're considering of being a mentor, make sure you're covering those 6 things. Make sure you're thinking about yourself. Am I a good role model for this person? Do I have what it takes? Think about it. Are you available? We all have the greatest intentions. I tell everybody, sometimes the way to hell is paved with good intentions. I am highly realistic on my time. Because here's what happens is I approach people a lot in terms of mentoring. Trust me, I'm a sponge. That's what all of my friends call me. So if I have to learn somebody, I make appointments with everybody. If not, I hire them to coach me. I have no issues hiring somebody to coach me for a couple of sessions to get me where I need to be. What I realize is, you want to say, I need a coach or I need a mentor. Most of the times what I have found with people is they're not technically interested in getting a mentor or a coach. They want somebody to validate their opinions. So I have been to meetings because I get them all the time. Usually, if you want looking for a coach, I always send my first sessions on the house. I'll meet with you. You have an hour of my life. Let's see what you need. How can I help you? We are a good fit. But here's what I realize. 90% of the time that people want to talk to me about it, they're not really interested in the process how to write a book. They're going to tell me everything they know and then give me all the reasons why they're not writing it and want me to be okay about it. Doesn't quite work. So if you're interested in getting a mentor, like your mentor has to be available, you have to be receptive. You have to be open-minded. You have to be willing to be a sponge, which sometimes means what you think you know might not apply, and that's okay. Go with an open mind. If you're willing to invest in a mentor, if you're willing to ask somebody to be a mentor, respect their time because they're busy. That's probably why they got to the place you want to be. But also, they're going to try to help you. They want to get you to the next level. You have to be able to take it in without trying to contradict them and tell them you know everything, because it's not going to get you the coach or mentor that you need. So think about it that way, my friends. While the mentor has to have 6 things, you have to have them as well. You have to be open-minded. You have to be willing to listen. Then you have to be willing to follow through. Every mentee that I have or every coaching person that has hired me, they get homework. I need to get you to the next steps, which means you need to do the steps to get there as well. So think about it that way. My friends, I hope this has been helpful. I hope you have been excited. I hope that you thought about it. It is time to get you to the next level. It is time to help you see you should be living your best life now, which means is your life, nobody else. I can't define it for you. Your family cannot, your friends cannot. This is what is your version of your best life. What is it that you want to do? How do you want to get there? And what is your definition of success? It's all about you. How are you going to get to the next level? So for every single aspiring author who's interested in getting your ideas, go ahead, get my freebie. Make sure you download it. It's kind of fun. Not to mention you get to see what I do in terms of how my process of fleshing out stories for everybody else. Make sure to give this video a like, my friends. Make sure to invite somebody, share with somebody. Let's see if we can grow our community together. Like always, my friend, it is such a pleasure to be here with you guys. I'm so happy you probably got up and early. It is literally raining in Texas because I'm looking out the window and cloudy and ugly. So hopefully you're having beautiful sunshine and hopefully it's warm. So have an amazing weekend. Ooh, I'm getting nice, amazing weekends on this side. Enjoy, everybody. Always a pleasure to have you guys. Always a pleasure. Believe it or not, I know you guys can do great things. So please go forth. Do amazing things. Enjoy it. Live your best life now. And actually, remember, next week is going to be kind of special because I'll see you guys next week instead of 2 weeks. First Saturday of the month, we're going to kick off February. I don't know, I'm going to try to find something fun to talk about next week. So go ahead, join me. Have an amazing weekend, guys. And I'll see you guys next Saturday. Bye.